I'm 100%ing the College of Winterhold right now. The run is going great. Have an animation. Thought it was pretty cool, even though I already have the scales that I'm gonna need for the Alteration Master Ritual. And we found ourselves a diamond. Great. So it's time to go back to Tolfdir. I'm also gonna be doing the Illusion Master Ritual. That and Alteration is pretty easy to farm, unlike Restoration and Destruction. I'm gonna have to decide what to do with those. It's just gonna be way too time consuming, so maybe I'll use the perks on playing on PC. I haven't decided.
Good to see Skyrim still has such fine people. You give an old man hope.
Oh, that's so
Wonderful,
kind.
Just wonderful. And it's just as I suspected. The energies need to be channeled back through the Nexus a second and third time. And that's it. I certainly think you deserve the first copy of the tome. Use it well.
Thank you. Now, Augur of Dunlin.
There's a name I haven't heard in some time. My goodness, it's been years since I've spoken with him. I suppose he's still down in the Midden, but I haven't checked. Are you going to see him? Do tell him hello for me, won't you?
Will do. Can you point
Underneath
me to
the
it?
college. It's not the nicest place, so if you go down there, please do be careful.
And anything else you can tell me about Augur?
Well, I suppose he wouldn't mind. It was all before my time, you understand. I've heard the stories, the same as anyone else. He was a brilliant student, an accomplished wizard, delved into magic in a way none had seen before. But I think he became too focused on just how much power he could acquire. That's what led to the accident.
You were really gonna talk about the accident without explaining it, huh? Well, I'm just gonna be buying the last spells I need for alteration spells.
Until next time.
To be 100%ed. Now, let's go and find the Master Illusion spells that I'm gonna have to get. You have to use Vision of the 10th Eye. It's a spell that, once you trigger the quest, you basically get immediately. And all it does is reveal the places where those books are, but they don't have a map marker, so I just follow the guide. And here's how it goes. You use the spell, you have a fancy vision, meaning it just changes the way everything looks for a tiny bit, and you find the books.
I'm working on some very important research. You mean the official... But I can't help but notice that you're doing quite well for yourself, rising through the ranks and all. It may not be official, but there is a project I've been working on. I wonder if perhaps you could assist with it.
I hate how I have to do 4 different quests, all with the same name, when it could all be the same. With something saying,
so.
wait a few days in between.
It's just that,
but fine.
I'm not even really sure it's going to amount to anything just yet. All theoretical right now, you understand? But the implications are quite intriguing, I think. I simply need some experimental results to confirm my suspicions. Just bring me some Dwemer cogs. I need to examine them for the methods used in forging them. 10 of them should be enough for me to get a better understanding of how they were crafted. That's all I need, all right?
Yes, but 10? Fortunately, I think I have some on Breeze Home, but... fine. Now, let's go into the Midden. Doesn't matter whether I come through here or the hall that has a trapdoor, because both places lead exactly to the same place. And if I'm being confusing, I mean you can run literally from this entrance to the other. Plus, when Tolfdir said, oh, it's not the safest place, well, it's also not the worst, because I'm fighting skeletons, and the quote-unquote boss needs a whole quest to trigger. Oh, great, Jizargo. Thank you so much for your Flame Cloak scroll. I need to tell you that it's a little bit broken. And yeah, I'm gonna have to find the rings to trigger said boss.
Only leads to disappointments. Still, you persist. Very well. You may enter.
Thank you. The reverb. Oh, the reverb. If you weren't a soul, I'd say you're a ghost.
Which you have been seeking. Your efforts are in vain. It has already begun. But those who have sent you have not told you what they seek. What you seek.
Yes. So I was told to come and find you. We got a main quest to do.
And so you have come looking, though you do not know why. Like others before you, you blindly follow a path to your own destruction. The Thalmor came seeking answers as well, unaware they will be his undoing. Your path now follows his, though you will arrive too late. The one who calls himself Ankano. He seeks information about the Eye, but what he will find shall be quite different. His path will cross yours in time, but first you must find that which you need.
Would you care to elaborate? What do I need?
You and those aiding you wish to know more about the Eye of Magnus. You wish to avoid the disaster of which you are not yet aware. To see through Magnus's eye without being blinded, you require his staff. Events now spiral quickly towards the inevitable center, so you must act with haste. Take this knowledge to your Archmage.
Gotta get the Staff of Magnus. Noted. And there's nothing else for me to do in the Midden until I get the ring, so let's find Travis.
You know, they say knowledge is its own reward.
Here are the texts that
Yes,
you wanted.
very good. Here then is the first of the illusion spells you sought.
And with that, not
Spells
only do
and
we have
incantations for
Hysteria,
those with the talent to cast them.
but we can just purchase everything else that's on master level. So I'm gonna get Call to Arms, Mayhem, and Harmony. And that is it for the illusion skill tree. So just gotta learn them. And we've 100%ed it, spells included. Now back to the Arcanium, and all of the rings are in that chest. So let's just activate them all and see what happens. 4 skulls begin to have a little dance.
Where am I? You! Out with it then!
Sup, Dramora? It's Winterhold.
I was beginning to think the day would never come. So, you broke the binding spell, did you? Matters little. Their souls are trapped in oblivion all the same, and here I stay.
My only option is
Where I
to be
belong
me.
is back aboard my ship on the Abecean. You've no hope of defeating me, pup. Don't bother. Why not broker a bargain instead?
I'm listening. Never done your quest before, so let's do it.
Are dead anyway.
True.
Killing me won't bring them back. I, on the other hand, have done quite a bit with my time on Mundus. Release me, and I'll share a bit of my wealth with you.
Don't know what's funnier, the fact that he's telling the truth,
Beer's back.
or that I'm actually gonna do it.
Away some booty nearby. We'd sunk an Imperial galleon off the coast. good plunder. But we needed to travel light. We stashed what we couldn't carry, and I hid it with a trick I know. I can point you in the right direction, and we'll each go our separate ways.
Okay. So, how can I release you?
Names have power, lad. You should know by now. Just say, Valak Sane, I release you, and poof, I'm on my way.
Seems easy enough. Valexane, I release ya.
There's a smart lad. Take the map. The loot's hidden there. It'll show itself when you get near. See you on the other side, mortal.
What? I'm using 2 Dromores for the run. Let me have a little bit of empathy for a bro. And yeah, when you come to this island, the chest basically materializes before your eyes, meaning you cannot come here before it's not anywhere. Let's see. A sapphire and 58 gold. Okay, at least... Okay, diamond. At least everything combined is nice. Not those coin purses, though. By the way, just Zargo.
There was no chance to speak with the Sijic monk.
We need to speak about your scrolls.
And? Were they magnificent?
Magnificently stupid. If I wasn't the main protagonist, oh boy.
Takes this to mean it did not go well. This was not the intention, to be sure. It is true that Jezargo was slightly concerned there may have been problems. But you are not placed in harm's way on purpose. Still, you are a good friend to Jezargo now, for taking this risk. Jezargo thanks you.
My man is also one of the few followers that does not have a level cap, so he is great
I'm
for
working on some
the
very
endgame.
important research, I assure you.
Yeah, here are the cogs.
Ah, that's excellent news. This will be most helpful in furthering my research. I'm afraid I can't offer you much right now, but please take this. And perhaps, if this is all successful... Well, let's not get ahead of ourselves. It's too early to be getting excited. Still, this is most encouraging. Thank you again. If I require anything else, I shall be sure and let you know.
So phase 1 of Arniel's quest is complete, but does he need any more help?
As a matter of fact, there is something you can do for me.
At least this one is
I have
automatic.
retained Enther's services in, acquiring something specific. But now he's refusing to deliver. Could you perhaps speak with him and see if we can come to some sort of arrangement?
Yeah, we're buddies. Thieves Guild and all. Carlia, common friend.
Assuming you're here for more than a social call. Down to business, eh?
Arniel Gaines, gimme.
Oh dear. He's so afraid to talk to me, he's sending you to do it? I should have expected as much. I'm afraid you've been a little misinformed. I have something of mine that I was going to sell to Arniel. You think you can do what he can't, and I'll sell it to you. Then you're free to run off to him with it if you like.
But I thought we were buddies.
I have a friend, let's say, who's interested in a staff. A particular one. It's nothing dangerous, so don't worry. I'm not even sure why he wants it, but then that's not really my concern. He's willing to pay for it. The problem is that it'll be a little difficult to acquire, seeing as how it's in the hands of someone who isn't exactly friendly. So you bring that staff back here, and I'll consider it payment for the item Arniel was after.
Do not send me to a place I've been before, that's all I ask. Oh, come on! Fine. At least this is not really a dungeon. You just go in, there's a master necromancer and a chest. It's literally the only place within the quote-unquote dungeon. It's just a cave,
Taking me
a
up
tiny
on
one.
my offer, eh? Good.
Shut up, here's the stuff, let's do this.
Well. All right. You delivered on your end, so I'll deliver on mine. Here's the gem Arniel was after. Can't imagine what he expects to do with that. It's warped beyond any ability to capture a soul.
Man, not my problem. Just gonna have to deliver it back to Arniel. So, hey buddy,
I'm working
wake
on
up.
some very important research, I assure you.
Yeah. We'll see about that eventually.
Do you? Wonderful. I was afraid I'd have to give up. And when I'm so close. Thank you for this. I have a great deal of work ahead of me.
He's not lying. That's his kind way of
Divines
saying I'm
bless
gonna
you.
have to wait 3 days or something before he has more dialogue. So back to Savos.
I'm not sure what happened. A monk from the Sijic Order. Here after all these years, and then he just leaves. I hope we didn't offend him somehow.
You've said that before.
Beyond asking for you, he never said. Very strange indeed.
Anyways, I have new information for you. I met with Augur.
Really? And what might that be?
We're gonna have to find the Staff of Magnus.
I'm sorry, what?
Yep.
Well, I'd certainly love to have such a powerful staff, but I'm not really sure that any of us need it.
Well, we have the eye, and it's connected.
And how do you know of this?
Augur of Dunlane.
Did you really?
Yeah.
And he specifically mentioned the staff of Magnus?
Yes.
I'm impressed with your initiative. Of course, someone will need to follow up on this.
Someone. You mean me, don't you? Let's be honest.
I certainly do. Since you went so far as to seek out the Augur for advice, I thought you'd be more enthusiastic. Something as specific and ancient as the Staff of Magnus. I'm not sure we'd ever find something like that. I seem to recall Mirabelle mentioning the staff somewhat recently. Why don't you see if she can tell you anything? I'm quite pleased with your progress, you know. You've certainly proven yourself to be more than a mere apprentice. Well done. This circlet once proved invaluable to me. I hope it can be of use to you now.
That circlet is pretty good for a mage, mind you. Anyways, time to go and meet with Mirabelle.
Please don't bother the Archmage unless it's absolutely necessary.
I did. It was. Do you know anything about the
That's
staff?
an odd question. Why in the world would you be asking?
The Archmage said you mentioned it recently?
I see. Well, yes, I suppose I did mention it, though I'm not sure what he expects me to tell you. I only brought it to his attention a few months back when the Synod showed up here looking for it. They were apparently under the impression we were keeping it in a closet somewhere.
Who? Who are the Synod?
Mages based out of Cyrodiil. They fancy themselves the imperial authority on magic these last few hundred years. My understanding is that all they really do is make noise in an attempt to curry favor from the Emperor. Lots of politics, little magic. I was quite surprised to find them on our doorstep. They seemed amiable enough, but their line of questioning made me uneasy. It became clear they're trying to hoard powerful artifacts, looking to consolidate power.
Oh, so no one knows, huh?
No one here does. The Synod seemed convinced it was somewhere in Skyrim. They inquired about the ruins of Mzulft, but that's all I remember. It sounded like they were heading there, though they were rather secretive about why. I suppose if you're intent on looking for the staff, there's a chance they might be in Mzulft yet. Just don't expect them to be cooperative.
Well, I'm of the persuasive kind, so we'll see about that. And I have a surprise for you. We're gonna go into Mzulft, but I'm gonna spawn a little someone who has
Zora's
the
wisdom,
voice
my
actor
friend.
of the character I
Let's not waste any
started
time.
for funsies due to the polls, Joshua Graham. So we're now gonna have Erendur for a long time, at least until the end of the main quest.
Find Paratus in Oculory.
It's just irresistible to laugh when someone in a video game goes, "Oh," and then just goes into NPC heaven while having something that you're gonna need on their inventory. So silly. Oh, and that's right, Erendur is a mage. I do so rarely have mage companions. So, this is not just an Easter egg, it's also gonna be enjoyable for a nice change of pace. Oh, there could be no other end, but there could. There could absolutely be another end, cause this is actually a good time for me to go. Bye.